Farmer Talks with Farmers for the Upper Sugar River. We're here with Dwayne and Dave Garfoot in Mount Horeb. Do you guys want to give us kind of the 1,000-foot view of your operation?
I'll let Dwayne handle that.
It's a beef calf operation. We raise fatten out steers and then we cash crop on the side is what it is. And we've gone to this here grazing more for the cows, health-wise for one thing, and trying to rotate a little more, you know. We've been experimenting every year with new stuff around here.
Okay, where do you think you guys got that experimental itch? Or
probably the rye from the watershed. You know, we went to a couple field days, and then 2 or 3 years ago, Marie was there and we talked about grazing rye, and that's, I think, the first year we did the rye. We had always grazed some pasture, but I think that was the first year we did the rye. And you know, this is good because it's an early pasture, and we'll let them clip this down over a period of 10 days or 2 weeks, and then we could put late corn in here. Last year we put corn in and then took snafflage off and then had corn stalks for them for the winter and spring. And they really like corn stalks.
Okay.
So
let's get into the nitty-gritty of this field. So last year, what was this field and how did you plant the rye and the rates and all that good stuff?
Last year was oats.
Okay.
And then we let them fall graze that. And then we planted winter rye into the, which is in here now.
Okay. And you remember how many bushels per acre for the rye, or?
The rye?
Yeah, the rate of planting, or pounds per acre.
That we put on?
Yep.
You mean for seeding wise?
Yep.
That was right around 100 pounds an acre of rye we put down.
Okay.
Seed.
And how do you guys decide when it's time to put the animals into the?
Yesterday was the first day I had them in here, so it's, you know, about knee high. And I've got this divided in three paddocks. So the first one, you got to try to get them in soon enough so that by the time they get to the last one, it's not all headed out and they waste it.
Okay.
So I'll let them eat this for 3, 4, 5 days. Then I'll put them in the second one. This will grow back and they'll be able to graze this at least one more time before we put corn in here.
Okay.
I think last year, putting the 1st of June, we let them into it. We probably will be about this time again this year.
Okay.
So for about a month off and on in here.
Yeah, they've been on grass prior to this, and then they've been on corn stalks, but now the corn stalk field will want to get planted here soon with corn. So this will give them a place to be for, you know, like Dwayne said, up to a month before some of the other grass is ready.
Okay, so it allows your other pastures to rest a little bit and build up some biomass. Great. Okay, so will you have to change your corn management at all, or?
Corn ration?
Corn management, like how you plant and fertilize,
or? It don't take much fertilizer on this once they've been on it for a month.
Okay.
Usually the only problem is we're up there, we have to work it up because it's pretty solid here when they get done with it.
Okay.
Compaction wise, you know. Yeah.
All right.
That's the only downfall, but.
So this was fertilized probably 4 weeks ago with
nitrogen.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, urea. And that's basically all it'll take now because, well, there'll be 100 some head on here for a month, you know. It'll be pretty rich when they get done with it.
Yeah, great. Yeah, the added benefit of their fertility.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Great. And then how long have you guys been a part of Farmers for the Upper Sugar River?
Oh, this might be really, probably just started going to things 3 years ago, 4 years ago. So,
I'd say 3, 4 years.
Yeah,
3 years?
Been to a couple of the field days, and then obviously the last year things were pretty shut down, but they had something at Brookside a year and a half ago, I guess. I went to that. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what benefit do you get from joining the group and being part of the group?
I think the biggest thing is just hearing other people's stories and what kind of things they're doing, you know.
Yeah. Great. All right. Well, then I guess some of my last questions are what's next for you guys in terms of experimenting or things you're interested in, and what do you think the watershed group could experiment with, or what would you like to see tried out?
Well, I want to do some more of that. If the weather permits, like we did over here now, you get more rye in the fall,
Okay.
just for burn down, not for feed, for no tilling into.
Yeah. Have you seen a benefit to your soil when you go into plant, or?
Last year we did, what was that I no tilled into? The stuff was that deep when we,
I think it hit.
oh, that was, it was oats the year before, and then the seeding didn't come, and then there was regrowth, and we no-tilled right into that, and that was on the hillside over here.
Okay.
Turned out really good.
Yeah.
I suppose that thing will
No
shut
dust.
that.
That's what I
Yeah.
hear the benefit of when planting into the
Well,
rye
you can see it's pretty steep over there, so if we can reduce some of the tillage.
and the erosion. Yeah.
We did experiment 4 years ago with radishes and up to Bill Olson. What was that we mixed with
I
that?
think there was some rye in that.
I think it was radish and rye, and that already turned up. But we put that in after winter wheat, so the radishes got huge.
Right.
And I mean, it left holes right in the ground, so it really. Now we did some last year, but we got it in too late.
Okay.
The radishes didn't get very big.
Yeah. Yeah, those are always fun to dig up and see, and hopefully they help.
Actually, they're pretty good eating, some of them,
Yeah.
believe it or not. But they really got big. I think that was 4 years ago we did that.
Okay.
So we've been monkeying around 4 years with this stuff, off and on. So.
Yeah. And you're still it didn't kill you to experiment, so you're still
No, it's
still
like,
chugging along.
I think that seed is probably a little more expensive
Right.
than just something like this. So
Have you thought about grazing any other types of cover crops, or?
well, like I told him now, that oats, after we take that off, we'll let that regrow,
Okay.
we
and they'll
did.
graze that.
Yeah, a couple years ago we did plant after, I think it was oats, some of the radish and rye mix. But it was just too dry and it didn't grow.
Okay.
I was hoping to graze that in the fall, but it just didn't grow. We didn't have enough moisture.
Yeah. It's all about timing.
Yeah.
A lot of it's timing and weather,
Okay.
Weather's a big factor on it,
Yeah.
Last year we did a little where there was winter wheat. We just came back in and no-tilled some oats into the wheat. And whenever we got enough rain, that worked good. But then August got pretty dry, and some of
Yeah.
it didn't turn out real well. But
Okay.
it was some oats that Duane had combine, and so there wasn't a lot of investment cost on that.
Okay.
But when it rained, then we can come back and make another forage crop out of that.
Yeah.
So
Added
that worked. That
benefit.
worked pretty well.
All right.
As far as the grazing, we try and keep it around the area that we can, fence. It all
Yeah,
got to be
yeah.
fenced. We can't go out too far, but we must have, it must be close to 50 acres we're doing it with now, rotating like that.
Yeah. So now where there's going to be young calves, it's either 2 or 3 strands of electric wire. But later, when the calves are weaned, we can put the cows on a single strand, and they don't
They don't
bother
bother.
that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you guys have a pipeline for water, or they just come back for water?
They come back for
Okay.
water. Yeah.
It's been working out.
Yeah.
Okay. Great.
We also feed them. We don't rely totally on grazing. There's
Okay.
there's a lot of animals out here, so.